Right. As I mentioned, we're being watched. Recorded in point of fact. The man in red finished typing. A three-dimensional holographic display emitted from his time watch. The prison is cylindrical, a well-typed structure. These top stories. He motioned around the dull, submarine gray structure in which they stood. It reminded Sully of being in an empty silo. Then 10 stories down. Sully walked to the massive hole in the center of the compound. Around the circumference threaded a completely untrustworthy-appearing railing. One single gate opened to a massive, rusty downward spiral staircase. On the far side of either bulkhead stood 2 very dusty and unused elevator-type metal tubes. "I'm not seeing any guards," Bro said. Sully agreed. "Wondering the same thing myself." "Every inmate is locked in their cell. You understand that they're here to permanently decay, right? No food, no water, no electricity, no plumbing. We are talking metal shelving down there, hence, no need for guards." "Abhorred," Sully said. The man in red was typing again. "Well, let's go ahead and shut this place down quickly. Release all the tortured consciences of those poor souls trapped as ghost clouds." He looked up. "Really, bro?" The Time Lord in crimson abruptly sprinted across the prison, grabbing a spherical device the split second before the Jadoon tossed it down the well. "Are you serious, bro?" The man in red deactivated the device haphazardly, then let it land harmlessly on the metal floor with a thud. "Why not just blow it up?" Bro asked. "That's not how I do things." The retired Commodore held up a finger. "Wrong. Everything tends to end up in explosions around you." The accidental Time Lord sighed. "Okay. I'll admit that happens. Sometimes." Sully grinned. "And it happens the other times, too." Mr. Red held up his hands. "What does a church make?" "Excuse me?" "What does a church make?" The rhinoform answered first. "Parishioners." "No, you're thinking of parishioners. No, point is, fellas, I'm trying to do things differently now. Have a little faith." The catacombs of the deeper prison lay closer to the center of this tiny, hellish world, and down in this horrific underground, the structure control program of PXPM-L9 had begun the process of creating a physical form. Remnant flesh and decayed bone ground together with an ancient metal wiring and raw current with a soldier as connective tissue. A massive power surge flashed, and the illumination the deeper recesses, which hadn't seen light in centuries. Consciousness was downloaded. Gruesome, crude, and dripping. A rotting cyborg body stood, shaking, for the first time.